From the worldwide studios of F3 Nation.
I've just been handed an urgent and horrifying news story. And I need all of you to stop what you're doing and listen.
This is the Circle of Trust, connecting the men of F3 Nation through fitness, fellowship, and faith.
Andrew Maggio, 35, Wirebiter.
Mike Kiriko, 35, Saganaki.
Peter Ranky, 63, Bambi. Jim Chicola, 47, half day.
The Circle of Trust starts right now.
Shut up and sit down.
Back once again for another episode of the F3 Circle of Trust, and a good afternoon live coming at you. It's Hello Kitty and Repeato. My brother, what's up?
You know, I am here. I am feeling good. Things are happening. We're
Let
here.
me see that T-shirt you're wearing. What's you got a little
camera
pickup.
angle.
Little pickup. There we go. A little pickup to 6. I today, amigo, am head to toe from Costco. Costco top
from
Costco jeans, baby.
Oh, you got the jeans on too?
Oh yeah, head to toe from
Costco. Head to toe.
That's how we do it.
Man, I the other day I sang that little jingle to Lynn's, and I did. I had not shoes, but I had socks, joggers, undies.
Africa in the house. What up?
6 weeks in a row. Oh,
6 weeks in a row.
Joker. And the only thing that wasn't Costco was the shoes.
Yeah. Listen, with all due respect, love you, Costco. Love the $1.50 dog and Mountain Dew. Love the head to toe Costco. Can't pull the trigger on the Puma sneaks.
No,
I can't pull the trigger on the Puma sneaks at the Costco.
Not yet.
But that's okay. My brothers, good to see you. Good to see the men of F3 Nation tuning in. We're live on Facebook and the YouTube channel and on NGBN LinkedIn. Today, we're off the big TV box for the live show. Because the NGBN crew is broadcasting live from the National Scouting Combine. So we'll be back live on your TV box and, of course, always available on demand as we are united here through fitness, fellowship, and faith. And good to see the men chiming in as they dial us up live on a Thursday afternoon. I love iced coffee, right? I love to, right? Do you like an iced coffee?
So
can you explain?
Hold on.
Go ahead. I have a question for you.
In the fridge right now, I've got, I buy the Stoke. Is it called Stoke?
I could care less.
It's a bottle.
Let's get sponsored. Can we get a sponsorship?
It's a bottle of cold brew.
Right.
I love a good 2:30. I'm an afternoon iced coffee guy. I like the warm stuff in the morning.
Me too. But here, you know what? I can't mentally get over. If I go and make an iced coffee, it's terrific. This was previously a hot coffee that now is just cold off my desk, and I almost threw up.
Yeah. No, there's a whole. Come on, bro. There's a whole different steeping process.
It's totally different. I don't know it, but I took a sip of this because I was like, oh shoot, show's starting. I didn't get myself a Mark Rubio drink of water, and Marco so I had to go back to the old cup of coffee from this morning. It's just it's not great. It's not great.
No, that's not cold brew. That's tepid brew. It's the temperature of the room you're in.
Yeah. That's right. Well said. Oh man, we got so much to talk about. We've got high impact man waiting in the wings. The green room today is blowing up. There's enough firepower, literal firepower in the green room of the show today to wipe most nations off the globe. That's just where we're at today.
Well,
not that we have to. God forbid.
You need 3 people to take over a country, according to Joey Diaz. So.
Well, listen, we got a lot happening. We got a lot to talk about. Before we get to some important news of the week, let us remind you that you can join this show in myriad of ways, one of which watching live across the social media like you guys are doing. If you go to the Circle of Trust page on the NGBN website, you click the red button on there, you can dial into the green room, and we drop that link to join us live on the show in the F3 Nation Slack. And as always, if you want to be a part of this program as a show sponsor, we have exclusive sponsorships now available. And this show is going out to thousands a week, live or on demand. So you can always get in touch with us. We'd love for you to be a part of this show. So if your brand, company, organization, whatever, right, nonprofit wants to be a part of it, pop us an email, COT@f3 F3Nation.com. You can always find us in the F3 Slack machine, and you can join us and be a part of this very show and, just spread some love with us, right? You can see what we're doing here, reaching about 3,000 views a week, and we got exclusive sponsorship. So we'd love to partner with you.
I put that graphic out on X the other day, at JV Roseboro. Hit us up. Let's start a conversation. Nothing committal, right? But let's start a conversation about your goals, your passions, what we're doing here, the missional side of this whole thing. This is why we're doing this first and foremost, and would love to have that conversation with anybody who'd be willing to listen.
Yeah, and we've got big, lofty goals, including breaking news, a partnership that we're going to be a part of on April the 6th. And so this is brand new information. We've just locked the date in. We'll have more details to follow, but NGBN has a lofty goal of training 100,000 men in a day to be mental health and suicide CPR ready. And so what we're going to do is host a one-day training, 2-hour commitment on April the 6th. More details to follow, but at least get on your calendar, men. 9 to 11 Eastern, 9 to 11 Pacific, live training. Watch it in NGBN TV, and a great way for us to lock shields with our partners there. Send a bunch of F3 men in to watch us, because what you're going to learn is, what are the signs? What should you be listening for? If you're talking to a bro and he says this or that, or he mentions this or that, how can we get ourselves ready? And I know many of you have done CPR training, right? In your regions. Consider this an extension of that. So go ahead and get that on your calendar. Hold the date, Saturday, April 6th, 9 to 11 Eastern, 9 to 11 Pacific, live training with our media partners at NGBN.
And really, it's an extension of March, right? F3 Mental Battle Month is March every year. And so we're right knocking on the door of that. And then this will be on April the 6th. So we will continue to push that information out here and across our various social channels and everything, and get an organization, get some guys together, watch it together, right? Or plan to watch a recording, all kinds of ways to participate.
Yeah, dude, I would love to have some F3 watch parties across the country, to where maybe we could NCAA tournament bracket style pop in, where it's like, well, let's go look live at the Iowa Hawkeyes as they await their fate. Guys, just be thinking about that, right? I'm having a little bit of fun with it, but serious topic. But go ahead and get on your calendars now. April 6th, 9 to 11 on the East, 9 to 11 Pacific live. And that gives you guys time to get in the gloom. That's your business. And rally up, maybe get some guys together and watch this thing together, which would be outstanding.
Yeah, almost like a red zone quad box or something, right? Multiple live looks.
Limit. Before that, though, we've got a massive weekend going on here, and our region, very honored to get to host this and be asked to host this. And that is the F3 Nation Nan-Tan Change of Command, happening live in Carpex this Saturday. So you're talking about 24 February, and it's a massive day here already, because we've got our local Duck Donuts challenge where guys run 5 miles and eat 12 Duck Donuts. Phenomenal event. It is. But Slaughter is handing off the reins to none other than Dark Helmet. Red Baron will be in town to conduct that ceremony. And what we've got is, if you can get your butt to Carpex, which we highly recommend, 7:00 start time for a big convergence style boot camp. We're going to be at Apex Community Park. It's the site of our A-Team AO. That's going to start at 7, work out for an hour. And by about 8:15, we'll be hosting that change of command ceremony. We will be broadcasting live across these social media channels and on NGBN TV, a pop-up Circle of Trust live show. So you and I will be out in the field live. We got to
looking forward to that.
We got to coordinate our CBS style jackets or something.
Some sort of big giant NGBN TV logo on a blazer.
Or just a tuxedo t-shirt. Really. I mean, honestly, whatever works for you. It's a special occasion.
I've actually got a brand new tuxedo here in the house that I've rented for a wedding next weekend.
Well, I'll tell you this much. I'm more concerned about you looking good at the wedding than I am after the hour-long workout. So maybe hold the tux.
Okay.
For that.
Well, and two, on the workout, for anybody that's drivable, getting here, there's something for everyone. You got the Duck Donuts Dash, which you mentioned. We're going to do pre-runs and pre-rucks for a little EC for anybody that wants to get down. We've got Bronx Bomber leading a kettlebell workout.
We have everything you need. We have everything you need.
It's all here.
We got tomfoolery up the wazoo.
Come and take it.
What up, Badlands?
Good to see you.
Yeah, it's Badlands. Of course it is. Moonman checking in from Space Coast. All right, let's bring in none other than the nation's general, joining us live from Apex NC in my living room as we're in the studio. Red Baron in the house. And sir, good day to you.
Hey, good afternoon here, guys. Good afternoon, F3 Nation. You know what I think you guys need for jackets is you need the style jackets like they had in that wacky TV show, Holy Moly. You know, some kind of a weird,
Putting the date on yourself there, sir.
What do you mean Holy Moly's?
No, Holy Moly's recent.
Is
But
it?
they wear a plaid like
mini
tartan
golf
style.
Oh, the mini golf
golf,
show.
right?
Well,
Yeah.
listen, Vance, I am headed to Play It Against Sports to work on a little project for said convergence. Why don't you hit up the thrift store and then we'll, come together on Saturday and see what we
All
got.
right, let me make a note of Dorcas.
Because you're right. Some
Goodwill.
really awful plaid blazers would be outstanding with F3 shirts underneath, obviously.
That could be a terrible idea, but
Yeah.
Something
it
from the
is.
70s that hasn't been
Yeah.
washed.
So the general has made his way south from Snacktown for the weekend to be the master of ceremonies for this change of command. Second time he's been able to do this. In fact, the two Nantan change of command ceremonies we've held at the nation level, Red Baron has been able to MC those. Kenya in the house again. Amazing.
So good.
So tell us a little bit about this weekend and what we can expect. And obviously just the chance to hand off from, boy, it's tough to be the guy to replace the guy. So for Slaughter to do what he's done right now for Dark Helmet to take it in the third iteration, what a progression we've made here.
Yeah, well, it's a real honor and a privilege to be asked by both Slaughter and Dark Helmet to be able to officiate this passing of the Nantan shovel flag is the way I have it labeled on the script, and because as we know, within our F3 Nation, that position of Nantan is that spiritual and emotional leader that we have out there. And when we did this 3 years ago, as we went from Dread to Slaughter, and they asked me to do it, and said, well, why do we need to do something like that? Well, and all of us that have been in the military, all of our veterans that have served, and those that are still serving, have all been to military changes of command throughout all of our services. And the reason we do that is to show that passing of the colors as we go from one leader to the next leader. And who are you going to follow into battle? Who are you going to follow into that battle space, whether it be in the air, on the water, under the water, on the ground, in space, wherever that might be.
Or in the gloom.
And we have our own, right? We have our own colors. We have our shovel flag. And of course, we plant that flag at our AOs and we follow that flag onto our field of battle, which is, of course, our AOs, of course, our regions, which are spread out now across the entire country. So ceremony is going to be brief. It's short, get a few words said, nice words said about both of them. Cause you just have to say those kind of things, even though, it's Dark Helmet, but that's okay.
I love the shade.
And then, they're each just going to say three simple words. I relinquish Nantan and I assume Nantan. As we move the flag, from one back through me back to the other. And I'll explain a little bit of that as we go through the script, and explain to people why we're doing what we're doing. But I think it's important that we do that. And we just did that recently up in Snacktown on the 23rd. You were there, Kitty.
Yep.
23rd of December when we passed the shovel flag from Zippy to G Money.
Boy, let me tell you, G Money, Zippy said amazing words about how this thing has changed his life. And then G Money's battle cry after that was second to none. And that's the other important part of it too. And Repeato, I know you've probably got thoughts and maybe even a question for the commander here, is that it's important to honor the guy that hands it off. It's important to, tip the cap to the guy who takes it. And also it is something that connects us all to this thing that's a little bit bigger than all of us. And maybe it shows you a way in which you could consider, making that transition in your region as well too.
Yeah. I don't think I've ever asked you this, RB, but from your perspective as the person what is your perspective as the person either handing off, for this case, the shovel flag, or receiving it, or when you were taking a command or relinquishing a command, what was, besides the pageantry and the rehearsals and everything that goes with that, and even aside from all of the handing off and staff to staff and all the stuff that goes on in the background, what is that personally like from you to that next commander, or from that commander to you?
First, I got to take a deep breath. Haven't had that honor to do that 6 different times where I received command and relinquished command, and also have had the honor and privilege to officiate some of those ceremonies. First, when you're taking that flag and taking those colors, you're deeply honored, you're deeply moved, you're humbled. You just, part of it is you pray that you've done all the right things along the way, that you're gonna succeed. And as somebody told me one time, it might have been when I was taking my first command as a squadron commander of the F-15E squadron over here at Seymour Johnson, it's like, we're not setting you up for failure, we're setting you up for success. We've got this other team that's built around you, and so and it's also scary that when you're taking those colors, and now you're ultimately responsible for everything that happens within that unit. And Judy and I, and she's right off camera here, Miami, right, had that conversation multiple times. She's like, well, you're not responsible for everything. I go, yeah, I am. It says commander. I'm in charge. And so it is a big responsibility to take on, but one that I was always very excited about. Like you said, always a little scared. But then once you get your feet on the ground and after a few weeks, you're caught up in the whole momentum of everything that's going on. And then on the opposite end, when it comes time to relinquish that command and hand back that flag to somebody else, there is a hesitation when you go to hand it to the commander above you, who's going to hold it for those couple seconds. It's like, I'm not letting go. You've been through some tough times, and normally, most of our places that we command within our services, it's normally a 2-year time period. Mm-hmm. And you've been through some pretty tough situations, and you made some really tough decisions, maybe some life-changing decisions, maybe even, unfortunately, maybe lost somebody in the process along the way. But you also know that you've done your part. You've made your mark. You set a standard. You provided direction. You enforced standards. You made difficult decisions. And now it's time for somebody else to do it. And it's time for you to move on and go do something else. And then as the person officiating the ceremonies, and having done how many of those that I had the opportunity to do, it's sort of the same thing. You might have picked the guy who's the new guy or gal who's the new commander. And you might not have, or you might not have been part of that process. Mm-hmm. But you, as the commander above them, have faith, trust, and confidence that they are going to execute in the best interest of the unit. And they also need to know that they can come to you if they need guidance and help, and that kind of thing. And then the person who's leaving, recognizing what they've done to be able to bring that unit to the level where it's at currently, and recognize them for their great work. So I can go on for hours about it, but that's pretty much that.
No, it's just it's an awesome perspective. Not many people are involved in that level of detail like you were. So I didn't mean to put you too much on the spot there, but
no,
I appreciate
it's good. And it's having that that responsibility and the honor and privilege to lead people, but knowing that it's all about servant leadership, right? Mm-hmm. And by setting the right tone, setting the right standards, and recognizing that there's no one member of that team that's more important than anybody else, including you, who's the leader.
Right.
And it's going to take that entire team. And Kitty's heard me talk. You guys have heard me talk about it. That you're focused on your mission. You got a mission. You got to have a positive attitude. You're going to work together as a team, and that you're going to rely on people to do their job. Yeah. And things. And if they don't know how to do their job, then they need to come to you for appropriate guidance and stuff.
Sure.
And then, as I look back on those opportunities throughout all the years, I've always said the thing that I missed the most about being in those units, whether as a commander or not, was the camaraderie of being in that unit and stuff. And I found that camaraderie in what we have here in F3. Because it's about being together with that motion, with that focus on the mission, and striving to get the job done, and working together. So anyway,
those squadron T-shirts are still in the drawers and still get worn, but the F3 shirts are in the drawers and get worn, just as much now. That shows you guys, right? We've talked about that on this show before, right? Day stood in that COT in Carpex and said, I've not seen a level of camaraderie like this since I was in a fighter squadron. So let's not take that lightly, right? Like, and we have fun and we joke around, and yeah, it's adult recess and we can screw around and all that good stuff. But let's take serious, right? This amazing gift we've been given, and to be able to lean in and learn from guys like this, in the flesh is pretty incredible. For those of you within driving distance of the greater Carpex region, get here on Saturday or come in tomorrow morning, because RB is on the queue at Gran Torino at 5:30. Pito, you might need to get your butt over there for a little high tempo boot.
Is there going to be like 60 no surrenders to finish that sucker as usual?
You know how he operates. We don't want to let all that come.
High tempo on a Friday. Might be down for that.
Mm-hmm. Max, throw that graphic up there one more time. We'll show the guys. 7:00 start. Apex Community Park. We're on the Laura Duncan Street entrance. That's important. But it's Apex Community Park, or you just go to the F3 Carpex website. You find the A-Team AO, and you click on the little icon, and you go there. That's where we're going to start. Get over here. It's going to be a great time. And look, you can mumble chatter Dark Helmet to your heart's content.
And he'll shatter you right back.
Which is worth the price of admission. All right, RB. I got a couple of shrubs out back that need a little trimming. So if you don't mind making yourself useful this afternoon, why don't you hop to it while I'm here in the office?
I'm sorry, you're coming in broken and stupid.
Broken and stupid.
The bold strategy, Cotton. Let's see if it pays off.
All right, we'll check in with you later, okay?
All right. Thanks, guys. Thanks, everybody.
Yeah. That's
Later,
the nation's general, Red Baron, in town for the big ceremony. Should be absolutely incredible. All right, we got to take a break. But before that, let's give a T-clap out to the men of F3 Jacksonville. They put on their 5th annual Kraken CSOP, and obviously it did not disappoint. I mean, over 100 dudes, 4 pain stations. They said they had perfect weather. You can see, I mean, there's their map, which I love how they put the map together for us. There's the guys looking outstanding as always.
Can we just take a moment and pause for my hombre here in the front and center in the Old Glory shorts?
Well, needless to say, you're probably going to enjoy Saturday then.
Looked like he's carrying an issued pack more so than a Go-Ruck pack.
He looks like he's about ready to take somebody's soul.
Yeah,
is what he looks
like. I would like to know more about that individual.
Yeah, who is that guy? He looks outstanding. I mean, well, look at the top of that flag. That tells you all you need to know. Yeah, that's a real tip of the spear kind of flag right there. RB's looking at it, I'm sure, off screen, like that thing's got legitimacy written all over it. One more pick from the boys of Jackson. I mean, there they are. Here's the best part. 25 G's. There's 25 grand. 25 grand for the Trinity Rescue Mission. I mean, outstanding, guys. Outstanding. Absolutely outstanding.
Yeah. Saigon Sam and the boys down there. You got Gambino down there as well. They're just
they built a little different. They built a little different down there in the Jacks. In fact, we get to see them as we will do some traveling around the Easter holiday. So Jacks, you're on notice. Your boy's coming to town. Let's take a quick break. We're going to talk about the Grow Ruck schedule when we get back, but we gotta pay some bills, as they'd say in the business. I heard him say that on the radio once. You can be a part of the show with us. Your commercials could be in these commercial breaks, but quick break. We'll be right back.
Yo, Repeato and Hello Kitty. It's Uncle Rico out of F.
That's Rico. Hold on, Rico. Hold on, Rico. Slow your roll, jabroni. Slow your roll.
5 core principles of F3 are that it's free, it's open to all men, it's held outdoors rain or shine, peer-led in a rotating fashion, and always ends in a circle of trust.
In the world of outdoor sports, there's no escaping the elements. Every step you take defines your journey, and every step you take is one closer to your goal. Introducing the Mudgear Speed Ruck. Lace up the Mudgear Speed Ruck to tackle the toughest obstacles, from the trail to the road to all terrains in between.
I cover a lot of miles, and the right shoe could be a game changer. For me, the Mudgear Speed Ruck is that game changer.
The Mudgear Speed Ruck offers unbeatable traction, durability for all elements, and unparalleled support for your ankles. All by partnering with the top trail running shoe designers on the planet. Made tougher and ready for anything. This is the Mudgear Speed Ruck. Available now from Mudgear. Gear for the modern hybrid athlete. Made tougher.
One week after launching our exclusive sneak peek, NGBN TV was live for 3 days of continuous coverage from Super Bowl 58 in Las Vegas.
NGBN TV is live from Las Vegas for Super Bowl 58.
The one-of-a-kind streaming TV network for men in their 40s, 50s, and 60s was the conversation for the big game about men's mental health. And the world of athletes, celebrities, and influencers were on notice. But we're just getting started with new partnerships announced like the Team Nike 3-on-3 Championship and new platforms available to download the NGBN TV app. So, what are you waiting for? Download the app today from your favorite streaming device or check us out at ngbn.tv. This is NGBN TV.
Welcome back to the Circle of Trust. Your boy Hello Kitty and Repeato checking in for news of the F3 Nation. Had Red Baron on in the first block there talking about the big ceremony this weekend hosted in Carpex Nation, guys coming to town. I talked to the mayor. Mayor's ready. We should have the red carpet basically rolled out from Charlotte to Cary.
So the red carpet has been rolled out for red velvet?
Oh, well, this takes two mayors.
Right.
Because this is, of all the AOs, this AO is officially in both towns that make up the mighty Carpex region. So one entrance is technically Apex. One is
DMZ. It is the 33rd parallel of Wake County.
You know who knows a thing or two about DMZs? I can only assume, because he's spent some time in the United States Army. Is our boy Eric Nowak, better known as F3 Gobbler. Can we dial him in from the Pacific Northwest? What up, Redbeard?
You guys got me? Am I coming loud and clear?
No, loud and clear.
Excellent. How you guys doing?
We're
Have you ever spent any time in Panmunjom there, Eric?
Never got over to the Korean Peninsula.
Oh.
Well, you missed out because there's nothing like eating a bag of nasties off the street in South Korea, bro. It's just a bag of fried, God only knows what.
Is that what that's called?
Yeah, they call it a bag of nasties.
Don't Google that, people. On a work
no,
machine.
well, that's your own.
I've had my fair share of local food, and then the medic promptly gave me medication.
Yeah. My brother, what's going on in your world, man? What's happening?
The sun is shining today out here, which is a surprise. Wasn't expecting that because it is February and normally it's like gloomy, but it's kind of a nice surprise. We're just getting after it up here in the Puget Sound. The South Sound has been a region now for, I don't know, a year and a half now, and I feel like every day I get on the Slack channel, there's new FNGs. So
yeah,
it's exciting up here.
Dude, love to see that kind of growth. What are the chances you can travel north to the Space Needle on Wednesday, March the 6th? That's an oddly specific date.
Yeah, it's for those who are not familiar with the traffic, that would be like a 3-hour round trip for me that day.
Oh, okay, fine. I guess
I would literally have to take the day off work.
That's right. Could you clear the day? Clear the
day.
Tiger
beer. All I hear is excuses.
Yeah.
I wish I could. Are you coming into town?
Yeah, coming into town. Me, Pure Lead, Roma. We've got another installment of the Defy Ventures Prison Entrepreneur Program, and a bunch of F3 guys partner in it, which is outstanding. And the guys that we mentored in August, some of those guys are graduating that day, so it'll be a really cool experience.
So good segue. Two of those guys that graduated from Pure Lead's program showed up at a beat down in Tacoma.
So I just heard that new guys right out, freshly released. Mr. Miyagi, maybe? Is one of those guys? Tell us a little bit about that.
So Mr. Miyagi showed up. I didn't know who he was. I got there, and then he had a guy with him. Who did we name him? His name was Frank. I forget what we named him, but he's a little older. They're staying. They just released, so they're staying in that transition program in town. And so Mr. Miyagi was all for it. Didn't have a coupon with him, obviously, which was fine because I'm coupon wealthy. And we went and got one from the truck for both of them. They had a great time. Unfortunately, they weren't able to stay for cafeteria. They have some restrictions, so they had to get back.
Yeah.
But I think it was great to have them there, and I can't wait to see what that does, not only for them, but from for the packs as we begin to interact with them and we learn, and it expands our experience with different type of men and their challenges, And I was kind of talking to some of the guys the other day. I was like, we have to understand that it's easy for us to make a change if we want to shift an AO something, but like these guys, like they have 4 hours and they're not allowed to get rides. And so we gotta lean in, and if that means we need to get on like an approved list to give them a ride or something, we need to start doing that. So I think it's gonna help all of us grow and learn and understand to be a better a servant to men in need.
Well, I mean, it's the personification of the credo, right?
Yeah.
Leave no man behind, leave no man where we found him, and meeting them where they're at, and meeting men where they're at, whether that's in a program like this or that's in the neighborhood down the street. That's what we're doing here. That's where we're going. So it's an awesome model that I hope we can figure out some ways to duplicate and replicate across the nation.
Yeah. And there's something about not just, well, we feel like this park would be a great fit for our next AO, which by the way, that's great for growing your regions. We've seen that work, but it's also taking a step back and finding where those possibilities might be, right? Like the guys locally going into healing transitions on Friday afternoon, those guys don't have to go anywhere. The workout comes to them. Same thing that Pure Lead's been so on fire about is go drop the F3 workout in to the guys in there, right? And let them then go run with it.
Well, it's funny you should say that, because just recently, one of our guys, I was trying to bring it up, he just started a workout in by a homeless shelter.
Yep.
And like they've had like 7-8 FNGs every week. It's only like a month old. It's actually north of the airport, so it's a little far for me to get to, but it's awesome to watch the back blast. And these guys are just I said we've just got some guys here that are just leaning in and really high impact, and they're really living into that. There kind of seems to be a life to a region. How it takes a little while to build that momentum, and guys have to kind of, it takes about a year or two for guys really to come on board and learn. And then once they hit, there's like this critical mass, and then there's just an explosion. And it's great to kind of to be here. I really can't take any credit for it because I've been doing stuff other places, at the nation level, but it's awesome to kind of step back and go, hey, you guys are doing this. Keep going. Let me know if you need anything. So.
Gobbler, before we let you go, man, you've had the, I'm sure, honor and privilege to work alongside John Lambert, better known as F3 Slaughter. Outgoing Nantan, really just an incredible guy to take the thing from what Dread started. So as we prepare for him officially handing this thing off on Saturday over to Dark Helmet, you've worked with both of those guys closely, but maybe just some thoughts on what John's done and just the impact he's had here.
Wow. That is, I wish I had time to prepare that.
We shoot from the hip here, buddy.
Yeah. So for those who don't know, I have worked closely with both men. I worked with Dark Helmet for as the Weasel Shake for 18 months, and then worked with John as a COO as he was CEO for the last 15 months. And both men are incredible. They each have their own strengths, and they have, and they each lean in differently. But it's I had the opportunity when I came to Charlotte this past October for a board meeting to actually stay at Slaughter's house. And it wasn't even like a question. I was like, hey man, I'm coming in, need a place to stay. He's like, oh, you're at my house. And that actually, when that decision was made, I was going to bring my and 2 boys with me. And he was like, absolutely. Ended up not bringing him, but you cannot understate the quantity and quality of love that John Lambert has for his fellow man. And he's a quiet guy, but the amount of love is just, you just can't put it on, you just can't quantify it. It is there. It is always there. And he has given so much to F3 that it is very, there's a lot of things that happen behind the scenes that guys don't see. And there's a lot of things that it takes to make sure make sure that you have gear and it goes out. And there's a lot of people, there's people that no one sees that stuff, right? Unless you want to. And he's been there making sure that the gears and the stuff is set so the guys in the field don't have to worry about it. Likewise, there is not a man more passionate about the mission of F3 than Dark Helmet, which is saying something, because there's some passionate men in F3. And I do not think there is anyone more passionate and committed than Dark Helmet to taking this to the next level. The man is just to a fault passionate, and he will kick up, he will do whatever it takes to take it. And he and I had a lot of conversations about, the only thing more, he and I are very loyal to each other. However, the only thing that our loyalty is greater to the mission. And
I've seen
a
that.
lot of people,
I've seen that.
We talk about loyalty to each other and loyalty to his brothers, but there's something special when two guys who are loyal to each other actually have a greater loyalty to a mission. And when you're part of that, and I'm lucky because I have that, I think, here in my Mammon too. I'm surrounded by a strong team that we're all aligned to the mission, and we're just going, and we're able to get a lot done.
Yeah.
But Dark Helmet, it's, people are going to say, people are always going to say stupid stuff. I'm trying to keep the language clean. But you can never question his passion and his commitment.
Yep.
And if guys, if you're listening to this and you don't understand something, just ask. He'll talk to anybody. He'll explain it. You might not disagree or agree. You might disagree, but that's called being an adult. And we'll press on. So that's kind of my shooting from the hip on both those guys.
Beautiful, brother. Good to see you, man. Thanks for popping in.
You too. I think this is the first time I was able to watch you all live. So this is awesome.
You got a little sneak peek behind the old curtain, as they would say. It's Eric Nowak, better known as F3 Gobbler, dialing in from the Puget Sound. Before we move on to the show, let's try our weekly. Can we hear Buddy the Elf or not? This is my new favorite segment of the show. It's only 2 weeks in. Can we hear Buddy the Elf?
Can you hear me now?
Well, we can't see you.
Yeah, we can. I can see him.
Oh, okay. I can't.
I can see myself.
Why?
Okay.
What's with your face?
I shaved.
What the hell?
So last night, I'm part of an organization in Wilmington, Cape Fear, called Mustache for the Kids. And so one month of the year in November, we grow a mustache.
Sure.
And last night was the night we gave it all away, all the money that we raised. So we raised $140,000.
Whoa.
As a group, there was probably 200 growers. We got real estate companies involved. It became a competition. It was great. Our goal, or what we raised last year, was $70,000, and this year our goal was $100,000, and we beat it and raised $140,000. So pretty pumped about that.
Wow.
And so there was about 14 charities, children's charities. So all the money goes to children's charities, and we gave that all away last night. So
man.
Last night I had a mustache, which had I known I was going to be on here today, I probably would have left the mustache for you guys to see. But
we would have preferred it. That's for damn sure.
Yeah, I shaved this morning just because my M is just not a big fan of the mustache multiple months of the year. So
man. The one time I went mustache in the last 3 years, I got the old COVID. And so when I've joked about, growing a mustache again, my family's like, well, you're going to get COVID if you do the mustache. I'm like, well, I don't know if that's how it works, but
that's funny.
BTE, it was great to see you and great to hear you.
Good seeing you guys. Hopefully,
maybe
I'll see you Saturday.
Are you coming over? Get your butt over here.
I'm still trying to. I'm working on with the
bring Chinese downhill with you. All right.
All right.
All right, bro. He was frozen up a little bit. Good to see you, BTE.
Yeah.
What a great segment that's become. It's my new, I have 18 favorite segments, but it's one of my favorites.
Yeah. Oh, I think the PAX will start to look forward to it every
quick
week.
Quick check-in with BTE as always. Sorry, Goat, you've been replaced.
Yeah.
See what happens, gnarly Goat? Get your S together, bro. All right, we do have some other news to get to. All right, let's show some stuff. We saw before that break, Uncle Rico tried to jump in here and hijack our commercial break. No. But Uncle Rico is live from Naperville. He's not in front of a van, unfortunately.
I told him.
I know. But he's checking in with a special video message for the guys.
Yo, Repeato and Hello Kitty. It's Uncle Rico out of F3 Naperville. Thanks for letting me swing by the COT podcast briefly. Hey, stop me if you've heard this before. Shared hardship and pain builds bonds of brotherhood. I thought so. That's right. I'm here to talk about GrowRuck. The team has been hard at work with regions around the world to build out our 2024 lineup of events And I'm here to tell you that calendar is set and it is strong. Events kick off next month in beautiful Folsom, California, followed on the heels of Knoxville, Tennessee at the end of April, and then on throughout the summer and the fall. So hey, Packs of F3 Nation, go check out growruck.com/events to find an event near you. For the uninitiated, a Grow Ruck training event is where you're going to learn valuable leadership skills. Those skills are going to be taught to you by the highest of impact men that F3 Nation has to offer. It's also going to test your endurance and your application of those leadership skills during times of, possibly high stress and limited visibility. You heard that before as well. That's where growth and acceleration happens. Lastly, it's going to grow the bonds of you and your fellow packs within your region and the surrounding regions, and you're going to learn something about yourself. What kind of a leader are you? What kind of a follower are you? And how far can you push yourself to help the man to your right and to your left? F3's credo, leave no man behind, but leave no man where you found him. That is the epitome of a Grow Ruck event. Hey, Packs, go check out growruck.com to learn more. Go check out the live events. Register. Put your name on the line. Step into that arena. Do something uncomfortable and disrupt your status quo. Thanks, boys. It's Uncle Rico. Out.
He nailed the video.
Oh.
Guy's a showman. Guy's a showman. Right?
Look like he's been doing some chest and shoulder work too.
Rico don't mess around. Let's show you what that Grow Ruck schedule looks like. Some of the early events on the first half of this year that he was talking about. And you can always go to growruck.com and see a little bit more here, but you've got things coming up in Cali, Tennessee, Richmond, Virginia going in the month of May. You've also got the Valor Ruck happening in Illinois, right? That's close for him. Some other stuff there, Kansas City, Geneva as well. So
there's some dope logos.
Yeah, they sure are.
I'm digging that Southside logo.
Yeah, they sure
as
are.
well as that Kansas City one.
Yep. Head to growruck.com. You guys can learn more about what's available out there. And, we love to be a show that is about new ideas, whether they're sound or maybe just crazy enough that they just might work. You know what I mean? Stupid like a fox, as they would say.
That's great.
So we got a call from our man Forge out of Metro with a harebrained idea.
Well, if anybody's got levels of ideas that are a bit
unconventional,
askew from the norm,
it'd be Forge, right?
Oh, Rob Miller, aka Forge.
Let's try this one on you guys.
What's up, COT podcast? This is Forge from Metro. Kind of breaking the rules here. It doesn't really fit like your parameters, but this is just an idea. Y'all are high energy guys. This is a high energy idea. I just wanted to share it, and maybe you know a place. Couldn't really figure out how to make it work in Metro, but the idea is this. We expend energy in the workouts, a lot of energy. How can we turn that energy into something more good for the community? Chopping wood is a really good exercise. I'm thinking an AO where you do a 15-minute warm-up, have some mauls, you get a local landscaper, drops off some logs, saw them up on a Saturday, have these giant 2-foot diameter trees, and you just go to town on them bad boys with mauls for 30 minutes. That's like wrestling a bear. I think it'd be a great cardio workout, great strength workout, and the kicker is you sell the wood and you give it to the AO, maybe a church, or you donate it to the scouts and the scouts sell the wood and you step out of the way. I don't know. I just think there's something like mowing grass. There's so many things that require energy that we could turn into more good, more into dollars that could be donated to the community. So think about it. That's all I got. Sorry for breaking the rules. Not sorry. I'm not really a rule follower. Later. Hey, keep up the good work. Bye.
I don't know what rule he thinks he's breaking. That's a great idea.
Yeah. I see his idea and I raise it to what we've joked about here locally is an F3 Man of the Month calendar.
Oh.
Replete with, lumberjack attire or not. But people are just crazy enough to make it work. Was it Abraham Lincoln that said, if you chop your own wood, it'll warm you twice? So there's a lot there to think about.
Sneaky QWR? Is that
close?
Just a surprise? It is close.
It is close.
Great QWR coming up. Yeah.
But I like the idea of, what he's talking about. I think the logistics behind it, not everybody's got, forklifts and other things, flatbeds. Like I know Rob has access.
We know
to.
he does. We know he does.
But there's so many ways you could run with that general thematic of an idea. And so maybe maybe it is at a church, or it is working with the scouts on like a big, trail expansion or trail cleanup project where you're going to build the steps and you're going to carve out new trails and you're going to clear brush. And, there's all kinds of stuff.
Yep. No doubt. No doubt about that. I don't know how he knows that chopping wood is like wrestling a bear, though. That seems like a detail that maybe work out.
I'm sure people in Russia do both all the time.
All the time. All right. Before our next break, we've got to turn the nation's eyes to sadder news. And this is a TAP update. And we need the prayer warriors and just the F3 men locked around this. This week we lost really a stalwart and a kind of a quiet legend in F3 Raleigh. Goes by the F3 name of Captain Kangaroo. And really sad story, but our thoughts go out to Bill Axberg's entire family. This guy was a mountain of a dude. Like I met him in person maybe two or three probably 2 or 3 times.
Same. Yeah.
But he'd write these haikus for workouts. He was super creative, ran like 23 marathons in his life. This guy would run like miles and miles to the Krispy Kreme challenge. He would eat 24 donuts to everyone else's 12, but super fit, and just sort of a real tragic story about losing him this past week. And so, man, we just, we're heartbroken for his family, obviously for the guys of Raleigh that he was around quite a bit. He's got a visitation tonight that I know a bunch of guys are going to go to, and then a service tomorrow. And so, man, just like we always talk about, man, we don't take it for granted, but we love that guy. We love his family. And obviously we'll be praying for them a lot, over the next couple of days, weeks, months, years, right, as they go through that.
Yeah. It's not easy to talk about. It's not easy to process. More questions than answers, obviously. But the packs of F3 Raleigh are a strong bond, just like regions everywhere, and will rally around. I believe his son's name was Eddie, and his M's name escapes me. But tough times. We'll bring the packs together, like you said, for a couple of tough events today and tomorrow, and then I think we've got a couple of special things planned for Saturday as well with the convergence and the changing of the guard and stuff. And so, do ways to honor him. The haiku is a great one. Reach out to that PAX you haven't seen a while, or that PAX you see all the time. Don't take anything for granted. Never know when life can absolutely the rug get pulled out from under you. So
That's right. That's right. Quick break. We'll be right back. Hunt for Wellness and quote worth Repeato to round out the show right after this.
Are you searching for connection? Do you struggle with loneliness? There is hope. We are F3, Fitness, Fellowship, Faith. Our mission is to plant, grow, and serve small workout groups for men for the invigoration of male community leadership. We have 5 core principles.
Free of charge. Open to all men. Held outdoors, rain or shine. Pure lead, and it ends in a circle of trust.
Go to f3nation.com.
You're watching the exclusive sneak peek of NGBN TV. Like never before, streaming content for men is now available, with more to come. Join us on this journey as we introduce you to content creators and shows that are here to inspire, educate, entertain, celebrate, and support men in their 40s, 50s, and 60s. We can't do this without you, so please enjoy this sneak peek, but also share it with your friends and family, and help us connect with companies, organizations, brands, or nonprofits who align with our mission to save men's lives. This is the NGBN TV Sneak Peek.
Welcome to F3, Fitness, Fellowship, and Faith, where men come together for something more than just a workout. Our core principles define us: free of charge, open to all men, held outdoors, pure lead, and end in a circle of trust. Whether you want to run, lift heavy things, or focus on bodyweight exercises, F3 has over 4,000 workouts available worldwide. Join us, experience the camaraderie, the challenge, and the transformation of F3, where men can get right so that they can lead right.
Back once again for the Circle of Trust show. It's your boy Hello Kitty and Repeato as we round out this week's program. So much fun hanging out with you guys live. I know it's sort of in the middle of a Thursday afternoon, but we routinely see a whole mess of guys get in here and watch live, comment, on the feed, which is outstanding. Love to see those comments come in on Facebook, YouTube, X, if you're watching us there. And then you guys continue to show up and show out in a big way. And we're very grateful to be one of the most watched shows on this brand new NGBN TV network. And we're excited to be a part of this journey with you. And that means if you've got a brand, organization, company, or nonprofit, and you want to partner with our show and grab some time dedicated on these airwaves to a show that's going out to thousands of guys a week, let us know. COT@F3Nation.com. You can always find Jamie or myself in the F3 Slack channel as well. Great way to communicate with us there as well. You teased up the quote with Repeato. We'll get to that in a matter of moments because it was President's Day on Monday. So
it was.
I think that's tied in there.
Some people had school. Some people didn't go to school.
Some people didn't. Some just took a day.
Some just ran errands.
Well, you know what? You wake up, you get a good bowl of Total in you. God only knows what the day is going to bring. So you stay ready, my friend.
The Total Monster went to school, but
Yes.
the others we kept home because we thought they didn't, and they had school. Fifth grader and a kindergartner skipped class this week. Model.
They said, "Where were you two yesterday?" He said, "I don't know about you, Mrs. Smith." I'm using just a generic name, but George Washington impacted our lives more than you'll ever know, and we celebrate President's Day in this household.
It's not all about Fords and mattresses. Okay,
That's right. That's right. That's right. Exactly. Don't even get me started on Christopher Columbus. Okay. Anyways, Hunt for Wellness. I know part of your morning routine. You got magnesium in your cabinet.
Yeah, magnesium citrate, I think.
Yeah, magnesium on the regular. It's our man Bones telling you about the health benefits of that mighty M in that little container.
Hello, COT Podcast. It's another great day for wellness. This is Bones with a health tip for the Pax of F3 Nation. What do stress, diabetes, heart disease, osteoporosis, chronic fatigue syndrome, trouble sleeping, depression, and anxiety all have in common? Well, if you answered conditions or diseases caused by magnesium deficiency, you would be correct. And these 7 health problems are just the tip of the iceberg when it comes to the importance of consuming enough magnesium. Magnesium is an essential micronutrient for life and the 4th most abundant mineral in the human body. Within your cells, it's the 2nd most abundant mineral after potassium, and both are vital for a wide range of biochemical functions. Magnesium is required by your body to carry out hundreds of cellular processes. Some of the most important include maintaining a steady heartbeat, blood pressure and blood sugar levels, activation of vitamin D, assist in maintaining strong bones, and is directly responsible for glutathione production and regeneration, which is known as the life-extending master antioxidant. Typical symptoms of magnesium deficiency include low energy, fatigue, weakness, insomnia, muscle cramps, loss of appetite, and nausea. The Institute of Medicine recommends a daily intake of magnesium of 310 to 360 milligrams for adult women and 400 to 420 milligrams for adult men. Best sources of magnesium include green leafy vegetables, anchovies, nuts such as cashews and almonds, chicken, legumes, and dark chocolate. Taking a magnesium supplement can be beneficial, and there are several to choose from. Magnesium comes in different forms, and finding a supplement that contains several types may provide the best results. I personally take magnesium every night prior to going to bed. So Pax, make sure you are maximizing your health with plenty of magnesium. If you really want to ensure that you're getting enough, consider adding a magnesium supplement to your regime. Kitty and Repeato, keep up the good work, man. This has been Bones guiding the Pax of F3 Nation on their hunt for wellness. Gotta go.
And what did you just learn there?
Take it at nighttime?
Yeah, take it before bed. It's in my morning routine.
I know. I need to follow up with him on that. Is there more absorption in the nighttime?
I do 93% of what he says blindly. You know where he lost me in the past. We all know we had our differences.
We're
our differences. But 93% of what he says, I follow blindly. So there we go. Magnesium and night. Easy done.
While he was talking, I was doing some Googling. There's two types. Magnesium citrate. What's so funny?
I just think it's funny. Just mid-convo Google.
That's the way it works.
Yeah.
Magnesium citrate is sort of the baseline entry-level stuff. And then the L-treonate, I'm not pronouncing that right, is a little more higher up, crosses the blood barrier a little more effectively. But definitely consult your medical provider before altering
Yes,
the regimen.
sir. All right. Hit us with the highly anticipated, always talked about, often imitated, never duplicated, quote worth Repeato.
Well, all of those things are true. And this week, obviously, we alluded to before, President's Day was Monday, national holiday of respect. And although not everybody celebrates it, but anyway, as you think back over time, what's crazy about where we are and how we got here, and the good, the bad, the ugly, all that. There's always a good quote you can pull out from one of our founding fathers. And this week's quote, I don't think I'd ever seen until this week. I started looking around for
yeah, I thought the same thing. Yeah, I thought the same thing.
Read books on the man,
yeah,
done all kinds of stuff. But this week's quote is from none other than the first president, the original nation's general, as some might say.
Fair.
George Washington, and is, truth will ultimately prevail where pains is taken to bring it to light.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Talk to me, big dog.
I think you could, like many a quote we discuss here on the show, I really think you could interpret this in many different ways to many different, scenarios. But for me, it's like the good things come from hard deeds. There's no easy way to, there's an ultimate easy way to achieve what you set out to achieve. And the things, and the reason that is the trials and tribulations and the challenges are what make the journey worth it, and what make you stronger in the end, and your perspectives to be more robust. That's probably not the right word, but it's, you're doing the right thing when it's the hard thing, or when it's the unpopular thing, potentially. I think there's a lot to take from it.
All right, sir. Your take?
He's back.
Wasn't expecting to come back on. That quote for me just says, it can be painful sometimes getting to the truth, but that's ultimately what is the most important.
Yeah. And it's something about truth will ultimately prevail where pains is taken to bring it to light. When you lay something on the line, right? When you sacrifice to build for something bigger than yourself, then the truth shines through that. Right. And all the mess and all the nonsense and, jesters and side talk and all that can try to peep its way in. But when man, woman lays sacrifice down, whatever that looks like, whatever that sacrifice looks like, truth going to come through. Can't hide it.
Yeah. It'll always find a way.
Yeah. Well said. Well said. All right, RB. Thanks. Put you on the spot there. Good show, bro.
You too, man.
Love it.
Absolutely enjoyed it. Highlight of my week. No doubt about it.
Well, there you go. We're excited, guys. We're honored, honestly. We are honored to be able to do this with you and be a part of it with you. All right. I'll see you potentially tomorrow, if not for sure Saturday.
Yes and yes.
Yes and yes. And if another man hasn't told you to stay, my brother, I love you.
Love you too, man.
Same to you guys out there watching. We love you. Go out there, continue to get after it. We'll see you next week on the Circle of Trust.